We've seen teams go the other direction.
Just finishing.
No!
Slovenia!
Sacramento State is going to the FBS, baby.
Yeah, they officially applied for
Here
that.
comes Sacramento State. We've seen teams go the other direction, going from FBS back to they're like saying, "Get me out of here! We're not dealing with all this revenue sharing."
Well, they're
going the other way.
Division I for their other sports, just not football.
Not for football. They plan to do so as an independent. Sacramento State does. That's the initial plan.
That's just an invitation to come talk to us.
The school has they fired a waiver to transfer as an independent. For the most part, when this happens, you get like an invite from a conference, and then you apply,
then
and
you
you
have to wait 2 years before
invitation.
you can get into the college
and
football
they're saying
playoff
we
or whatever.
don't have an invite yet, but we're planning to do so as an independent. Do anything for you? Care at all?
I mean, you should care a little bit because
they got a lot of money down there. Evidently, they're willing to pay it.
Yeah, they're supposed to be really backed and has their S together. We talked about this a while when they basically were like, hey, we want to be in your conference. I don't know where the Pac-12 is going to go. We had the Memphis guy on this week. He made it sound like they're not entertaining it unless money changes, which is actually opposite of what the fan base wants.
Well, maybe we're still waiting on that rights deal, which it's like the old Pac-12. This will happen in a month. This will happen in a month. It's right around the corner. Like I feel like I've heard that 15
Mike
times.
Bibby as their basketball coach.
Sacramento State did, I know.
SDSU's AD said we would know mid-March. It's April.
It's April. We played the clip on the show.
No different than Kliavkoff saying the same stuff, and then they get to media day like, we don't have a media deal.
But that's what I was going to say to the Memphis thing of like, if you get that media deal and it ends up being better, is that enough then to entice Memphis, Tulane, whoever else to come to your conference? And I don't know if it is or not.
I mean, I'd rather have them, Memphis, Tulane's, but
than Sacramento State.
It
At
helps
some
with travel.
point, you
Sacramento
need one
State
more
helps with
football
travel.
playing.
They have to get another
school.
one.
You need football, and
one more, right? Not two. One more.
One more football playing school.
It is not exciting in any way for me as a fan, but I would understand. You're close to the Bay, and it just helps with your travel costs.
I mean, it's a West Coast team.
It's a 9-hour drive. It's a quick flight. Like, it just helps a lot of stuff.
A little bit easier to get there than it is to Memphis.
Yeah,
and New Orleans. Or wherever, San Antonio, if you want to go UTSA or whoever else you're in.
Well, at some point, time will run out. They have to find somebody if they're going to
be a conference the next year.
Yeah.
There's a date on the calendar where you got to get this figured out.
Well, how does Boise feel about that?
I don't know.
I don't know if everybody has to.
Does the financial backing of the program make it a little bit not that they're obviously not a household brand? We don't need to remember
they've been putting money into facilities. They have
They've injected a lot of money into this.
They have the second best track and field facility in the country behind Hayward.
You mentioned they just hired Mike Bibby.
They just hired Mike Bibby to be their head basketball coach.
Yeah, I
bulky Mike Bibby, which is still weird to see him that way.
I tend to be a little cautious on the whole. They have the backing. I've heard that before, and then you see school I see it in the NBA, you see it in the NFL, you see it in college from time to time. They've got the money. And then it's like, we're not winning, money's drying up.
Yeah, we don't have the money anymore.
And so I worry about that a little bit.
At some point, the investment, if you're not getting a return on your investment, it'll dry up.
I think ultimately where I land is You're Welcome by Maui from Moana.
That's the one you go with?
That's every dude just under-delivering and still getting out like, you're welcome.
Bet you enjoyed that, huh?
She didn't even say thank you.
I know
You're
I
already
did.
saying you're welcome.
I had a great time.
Just keep swimming.
The DDPC.
I mean, that is the goal of everybody.
Who's got it better than us?